Alright, how's everyone doing? Welcome to From Z to A, Alphabetical Interviews with Zach Andersen. I am Zach Andersen. Today we're here at White House Productions in Shelton for the 23rd edition of Monsters of Acoustic Rock, and I am joined by The Magnetic. So thank you guys so much for being here. Please introduce yourselves and your instruments.
Thanks for having us. My name's Kevin and I play guitar.
My name is Courtney and I play bass and sing lead vocals.
Alright. Well, so I'm going to ask you the difficult questions as long as it has something to do with your band name. Your band name. We'll start with M. How did The Magnetic form?
Interesting. So, I was in a band called Queen Anne's Revenge for a couple years, and when that band broke up, the drummer and I wanted to start a new project, and so we were kind of playing around, just the two of us, and we needed a singer, and we were like kind of looking everywhere. And I was in a cover band with Courtney doing kind of that side work cover band stuff, and it just made sense. Like, she's super talented and super fun.
Met Kevin's uncle on bandmix.com.
It just kind of clicked.
Excellent. Now, how much does an audience affect your set? Do you tend to like stick with what you've already planned out ahead of time, or depending how they react to certain songs, do you change it up?
I think our set's pretty set before a show.
We'll definitely cut it if we're not getting the right vibes from people.
Right.
But definitely the audience affects, I feel like, my performance. Like, an audience gets into it, then I'm gonna start dancing. If they're dancing, they bring out the best in me.
Right. Sometimes the worst.
I mean, if it's a terrible audience, then I'm going through the motions. I'm doing. But I go above and beyond for a good audience, definitely.
Yeah, cool. Now, do you have any specific musical goals for this upcoming year? Say writing or recording or touring?
All of the above.
I'd love to write and record. So we put out an EP last spring.
Almost a year ago.
Yeah, almost a year ago. So we're kind of ready at this point to start at least writing new songs, recording and all that comes a little bit later. But I think
we just started working with a new drummer who's doing great. We had him for like a month and we just booked a bunch of stuff. So we have kind of, once he's settled in, which we're just about there, we want to get back to writing.
Yeah.
Right. Now, is there anything that's absolutely necessary for you to do prior to a gig? Do you have any pre-show rituals?
Kevin makes fun of me. I do, like, from High School Musical, the lip trill warm-up. So I always kind of like go in the bathroom and I'm like, woo!
Which I think is the funniest thing in the entire world. So.
But it really helps.
Now tell me about your most embarrassing gig moment.
So we were actually talking about this because we were like, should we like go over the questions beforehand or like, and we don't really have like a super embarrassing story. I mean,
a couple of bad shows.
A couple of bad shows, which happens. But I think for me, the most embarrassing thing I've ever done, I was playing a show and the sound engineer, I couldn't hear the bass coming out of my amp, but I guess it was going out through the mains to the crowd. So I kept having him like turn it up in the monitors, turn it up, turn it up. And it turns out this entire set, my amp was on mute. So I was getting no stage sound, but it was still, because it was a direct out, it was still going out to the crowd. And like I realized at the very end,
I was just cranked.
Yeah, I was losing it. I thought I was like, am I going deaf? Like what? It was horrible. So that's mine. Ugh, it was the worst.
Now, what themes or topics do you guys tend to write about in your songs?
It's real life. It's very literal. I'm not one for like crazy metaphors or anything. It's like whatever's on my mind. I basically take, I won't call it a diary, but you know, when
it's pretty much a diary,
Kevin comes up with a riff and I go through my notebook and I'm like, this is what this fits the mood, and it's whatever, you know, stuff is on my mind.
Alright. Excellent. Well, I've been actually listening to you guys a lot lately, so I've really been enjoying it.
Cool.
Yeah, people always ask me about Wash Away. They're like, oh, is this about a breakup? Is this a metaphor for... I guess if you look at my life at that time, you know, I was moving, so there's a lot of things changing, but I also really love the rain.
Yeah.
And it's about the rain.
Alright, well, I like to end all my interviews with 3 interesting or random facts about yourselves that many people might not know.
Let's see.
You want to go first?
I fell in a manhole once.
Oh.
So I have a scar from that.
That's both interesting and fun.
Yeah.
Gosh, I don't even know. I've worked on boats. I've worked at sea before.
Okay.
He's a sailor.
Sailor. You got one more? Fun one?
I got one more.
What is your all-time favorite breakfast cereal?
My You remember Oreo O's?
Mm-hmm.
Those were
amazing. French Toast Crunch for me, hands down. Like
Cinnamon Toast Crunch?
French Toast.
French Toast Crunch?
Yeah.
Okay.
Personally, but.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for being on the show.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
If you want to check out the Magnetic, please visit the link below. And now I'll cut to a performance from the Magnetic. So thanks again, and we'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Fly